I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
It's JERZDAY / Friday. Oh, you got the shirt. You got the shirt. I'm good. Do you like the Jersey dance?
I was looking everywhere for this shirt. Oh my gosh, happy I found it. We're back.
Oh, it's so awesome. I have to step it up next time.
Right?
Like, fine. I have like an MTV shirt I guess I could wear, but cool. What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm your host, Vinny Adams. Thank you again for joining us for another after show of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Of course, I can't do this alone, so I'm here with my amazing co-host, Miss DJ.
We have a lot to talk about, Benny. We really do.
Yeah, we definitely do. So let's just jump right into it. I first want to know, what did you think about this episode?
I mean, overall, I was literally just on the edge of my seat, mostly. I mean, there was a lot going on, but, you know, obviously the highlight of this episode was, what's their nickname? JWoww?
Yeah.
Had me like literally, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? But yeah, that overall, I'm just like, I was excited for them. I don't know. I'm not really, I'm not against what they got going on, basically.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, it's not gonna happen. I knew it wasn't gonna happen. It just, I couldn't see it happening like that. And plus, Snooki was in the room also.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, and we'll talk more about this in a little bit, I will say what did surprise me was the fact that they had, or JWoww at least, had tried to get something going months prior to this.
Wow.
That was interesting to me. But let's start talking about JWoww and Pauly D. So they're all getting lit like no other in New Orleans, and Pauly is making like these little snide remarks. You know, people wouldn't really think much of it, but he keeps on saying more and more of it, and everyone's like, "Wait, does he really want to hook up with her?" And he was just straight out saying like, "Oh, I wanna f block JWoww." So that was crazy to me. What did you think about all that? She is frozen right now, so I'm gonna keep on going. But for me, I thought that was insane. What did you think, DJ?
Okay, I'm back. Great.
She's back.
Yes. I thought no, like I thought Pauly was joking at first, because you know how Pauly is, you know, and he was drunk and all that, but he just kept going and going. He was telling literally everybody in the club, all right, be right back, guys. Me and Jenni, we're gonna go cheat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, and they were all over each other. And of course, JWoww was not, you know, against it. And then they were, of course, I loved how they were replaying the flashbacks of like literally just like, yeah, season one, the first night of all of them going out. It was just reminiscing about that. And then that happening in this episode, I'm like, wow, like full circle. It's crazy.
Yeah, this whole episode was like a throwback to how they used to act 10 years ago on the OG Jersey Shore. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, it was so interesting to me. I'm not against the hookup, but I can understand why Pauly D didn't hook up with her. And let's talk about that. So let's forget that Snooki's in the room and they're about to do it. And then Pauly says, you know what? I have too much respect for you. You know that I don't want to mess anything up. JWoww, she's like, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And I agree with Pauly. You know, they have too much history. You can't, if that did happen, he can't treat JWoww how he treats any of the other girls that he hooks up with, because JWoww, they have history together. Mm-hmm. So it has to be a different situation, and they both have to be all in it can't just be a hookup, because then that's when things can get messy, and then that's when friendships can break. But what did you think about Pauly D, deciding not to go along with it?
Yeah, I agree 100%. As much it would have been really awkward, because in case things don't work out, like, what does it mean for their relationship? I feel, and what I love about their relationship is that it's real love. Like, they have so much respect for each other. It's weird because they are like family. So when saying that and talking about them hooking up, it's like, as Ron said in the episode, it's like, why are we talking about siblings hooking, act like one big, happy family, because they have so much love and respect for each other. So it makes sense why there's a hesitancy there on Pauly's side, and I'm sure on JWoww's side as well. JWoww's been going through a lot, a lot of emotional relationship roller coasters and everything. With the situation with 24, it was still recent, it had just ended, so in the moment, um, screwing around just for a one night stand or whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's just appropriate. I think, don't get me wrong, I would love to see them
Yeah.
actually have a relationship, but I think they definitely, and I think they're cautious about that. They need to move in a slow pace, like really go on a few dates, and really just see how they're.
Yeah, I agree. And you have to remember that they're a lot older now.
Yeah.
They're not in their early 20s anymore. So you have to take this whole thing that they're dealing with in a completely different situation.
Mhm.
So I think that was smart of Pauly D to do that. But what I loved was how everyone was so giddy about it, with the exception of Snooki, because her butt was knocked out.
Yeah.
But everyone wanted to see it happen. And what I loved was Angelina trying to get to the bottom of it. She was kind of playing matchmaker. And so that's when we find out that JWoww actually, she tried to start something with Pauly D months prior, and she said that he just walked out on her, and it was because of pretty much the same situation as what we just saw. What did you think of that?
Yeah, Pauly's playing it smart, again, JWoww was going through so much with these relationships. When that she was discussing about that time that happened, it was right after her divorce. I think it was a divorce party or something like that. So,
Yeah.
fresh off a divorce, I mean, that's, it's too soon. And it's Pauly and JWoww. Like, again, if there wasn't history there, if they were just two strangers just meeting up, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But
Yeah.
there's so much history between them and so much respect, and it's a tight knit circle group of friends. He doesn't want to jeopardize that, and I completely respect that. And I
Yeah.
think they would be a perfect couple. I really do, because I think they could balance each other out, like their temperaments and their personalities. Like JWoww's kind of more like, you know,
Yeah, I agree. And they're both in the public eye, which makes it that much easier for them to connect more, because they both know what's up. They've both been in the same situations. So I'm all here for it. We just have to see if it will actually happen. That will be really interesting. I want to move on to a different topic, and I want to talk about Vinny and JWoww. So we were left in the last episode, what's gonna happen between JWoww and Vinny. And so we find out that they talk it out, and everything was all good, which I knew. I knew they weren't gonna like have this huge beef, because like it's Vinny.
right.
And they've never really, I don't think they've ever really had a huge argument like that before. But were you shocked or surprised that, it wasn't really a big deal? It was a big deal, but were you shocked of how JWoww handled it?
I have to say I was very proud of JWoww overall in this episode, and especially in that. So crazy, just this whole bachelorette party. It's like JWoww making amends with everybody and just being the bigger person about everything. But with that conversation that she had with Vinny, I I knew it was going to go all right because there's no bad blood between them. I was more worried for Angelina and JWoww. I thought it was going to be like
Oh
a
yeah.
whole fist battle, but it's Vinny, like you said. Vinny's not about the drama, and he came correct. I think he took everybody's advice as far as just going into it, just kind of like apologizing, admitting that you're wrong, admitting that, oh, I could have done things differently. That was
Yeah.
the best approach. Even what Ron said too, he was just like, oh, even if you don't think you're wrong, just say you're wrong anyway. And I'm like, I think that's good if you want to avoid James.
Yeah, no, I agree. Vinny handled it the complete right way, and I was a little worried that he wasn't gonna handle it the right way because if you remember in the last episode, he was kind of being stubborn about the whole thing. He was saying he doesn't understand, he doesn't get what he did wrong. So it was cool he was able to, suck it up and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna be the bigger person, or not the bigger person, but I'm going to be mature about this and I'm going to handle this like an adult so we can just be cool again. And that's what he did. And it's all history now.
Yeah, they squashed it, they moved on, and they hit the clubs.
Exactly. Speaking of moving on, Angelina and JWoww. I feel like this was like a JWoww centric episode. But speaking of JWoww, she has moved on with the drama of Angelina from a couple of episodes ago, and I really liked the beginning of this episode because it was kind of them accepting Angelina into the group, even though she's been in the group for a while now. I feel like they finally gave her that recognition that she deserved to be part of the Jersey Shore family when they were all around the table and they were saying all these nice things about her, including Vinny. I thought that was really cool. What did you think about that?
I love that whole scene where when they were giving her a toast, each of them, they had great things to say. The toast that I liked the most was from Pauly. Sweet. He said something along the lines of, if you really love something or someone, you got to let them go. And he was like, we let you go twice and you came back to us.
Yeah.
I was like, that. All D positivity, I'm all about. He just knows what to say. I love it. But Vinny's was a little inappropriate. He didn't have to bring up their sexual history.
Right.
That
Exactly.
was okay. Really, Vinny? Like, just not that. Now's not the right time. Okay, let it go. Let's dead this right now. Not getting married.
I honestly think if Angelina wasn't getting married, I guarantee you they would hook up. I guarantee you.
And it's I just remembered even during that toast, he confessed, he actually kind of low-key confessed his love for her because back in the day, he looked at her and was just like, oh wow. He felt like she was like out of his league at the time, but he was just like, oh, she's great. She looks great. I feel like I could never be with somebody like her because she's just too amazing or something along those lines. So I'm like, you see, so there you go. Vinny is in love with Angelina. She was right this whole time.
See, I don't think he's in love with her, but I do think that if given the chance and she was single and it was just like the right moment, yeah, I think it would happen. I think the hookup would definitely happen. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon now that she's getting married. But I want to talk about the strip club also, which I thought was hilarious because both groups were there, the girls and the guys were there. And I just loved how the guys were very timid in the strip club. And I'm like, I guarantee you, if the girls weren't there or the cameras weren't there, it would be like a completely different situation. They'd be like, oh, hey, yeah. But they were like, see, the only person who was really like enjoying herself was Angelina. She got up on the pole and she started dancing and I was like, all right, but
They
yeah,
were
so
looking for it. I mean, honestly, it's so weird how they always bond at strip clubs. It's so funny. This group is crazy.
yeah, so that was hilarious. I want to talk about JWoww and Angelina, and Angelina not telling JWoww that she's her bridesmaid. I completely forgot. And so during the speech, JWoww's talking, and then she says something about being a bridesmaid, and you see Angelina's eyes go super wide.
She's
And
like,
yeah, I seriously thought there was going to be drama right there. But then when I found out that, she was actually cool with it, I was like, oh, wow. She took that a lot better than how I thought she would take it.
yeah, I was surprised too. Again, I'm going back to what I said in the beginning. I'm so proud of JWoww's maturity, especially in this episode. Like
Mhm.
she took, the higher road of everything. I feel like if it was the old JWoww, it would be like World War III or something. But no, this time she was just like, you know what? She was very understanding.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was surprised that it was so fast and so like immediate after the fact, after the drama that she was
Yeah.
replaced. She understood. I just hope that oh, that Angelina works something out where she could fit her back into the bridal party because it would be nice for her to be part of it because they're progressing so much in their relationship. So, but that's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and I remember like it was yesterday when we were complaining about JWoww. We were just like, why is she acting like this? This isn't the JWoww that we know and love. And it's like now, it's like we got JWoww back. We got the OJWoww back, and I'm so stoked about it.
I know, and I'm happy that she admitted. She like even said in this episode, like I was wrong. I feel like a dummy for how I acted last season, or when she was almost about to throw the bottle at Angelina. That
Yeah,
crazy look that they had. So I'm glad she came to realize that. So.
yeah, yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about for this after show?
Well, one thing, I mean, I just love how drunk Snooki was in this episode.
She was, you know what? It's just like last episode with Dina. I feel like she was more tired than drunk because I've been there where I've been like I've been wasted, but I'm more tired than wasted. And so it's like a combination, and I just can't keep my eyes open. Like I'm coherent and I know what's going on. I'm just so tired. I feel like that was Snooki because she was just like,
She
it
was
was
literally
hilarious.
asleep through like 90% of this episode.
Yeah, no, she really was.
I
That
loved
was,
it though. I was loving it, and even the booby slip, I was just, it was great.
yeah, she just did it. Like we said before, this was literally like a throwback to 10 years ago. They were literally all acting like how they acted 10 years ago, which isn't a bad thing. I think it's
I loved
cool.
it.
I think it's cool. Like I feel like they're some of the few people that can get away with doing that. So
And that
go you
thing
guys.
forever young. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you still got that drive
Exactly.
sergeant hard, like
Live your life.
even if you
Have
might sleep
fun.
earlier than the party ends or whatever, it's all.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But that is our review of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Now it is time to go into our special segment, which is the Bomb Squad, who got a little too lit last night, who got a little too crazy. I am going to give it to, I feel like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I am going to give it to everyone because everyone was off their rocker.
Okay.
Changing it up. You know what? I'll explain each and every one. Um, starting off with Snooki. We kind of talked about it. She was just super wasted. She was passed out in the bed with JWoww and Pauly D. Pauly D. He was getting all frisky with JWoww. JWoww, same, getting all frisky with Pauly D. Who else? Dina, trying to eavesdrop on their alleged hookup or them trying to hook up. Who else? Vinny, same thing, trying to eavesdrop. Who am I forgetting? You know what? There was one person who didn't get that crazy, and that was the situation.
Yeah, Mike was probably the most chill, and even Ronnie, I would feel he wasn't as turned.
Yeah,
He was getting pretty close to the strippers though.
yeah. It was cool that Ronnie was back in the group though, having fun.
Yeah,
That
was great. Honestly, I loved watching them just have fun, and yeah, I feel like most of the group definitely spiraled. This was a hard one to choose or to single out who spiraled the most. But if I had to choose one, I would have to give it to Pauly this time around. Because he was, even though JWoww was pretty spiraled too, but Pauly was like, he was on a whole nother level. He was telling everyone he was about to cheat. Like, it was.
Okay, question.
What's up?
Why did he keep saying we're gonna cheat? They're both single.
Okay. So I think because Pauly wasn't 100% sure that JWoww was single, the whole thing with 24. I mean, she only just kicked him out of her house, but he wasn't sure if they were officially done because again, it was too soon. So he was just like, okay, with him, but you know what? Let's cheat. I'll be that guy. We're gonna go cheat.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
That's what I think. Yeah.
All right. So you know what? We'll just give the crown to Pauly D for this episode. Yes. Congratulations, Pauly.
Yeah.
Bob Squad.
Love it.
All right, let's go to our predictions. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
And now, your Afterbuzz TV predictions.
Oh, you know what? Let's drop predictions. But that's our after show. Thank you guys so much. Oh.
I think, I mean, there's just so much to like predict, honestly, but like, I think not for next episode, I don't know. A lot of things are happening next episode, but I think maybe in a couple episodes later, I think JWoww will be invited back to being a bridesmaid for Angelina.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that somehow, some way she's going to be, because there's no rule to how many bridesmaids you can have. So I see that JWoww is actually going to be in the wedding again. But like we saw in the media, there is going to be some drama. So we're going to have to see what happens there. I can't wait. I have a feeling they're going to make Angelina's Wedding like the finale. So that will be really cool. And from the previews, it looks like we're going to still touch on that potential relationship with JWoww and Pauly D, which I'm really interested. Because see, I wasn't that interested in it before I found out that JWoww tried to start something beforehand. So actually pretty interesting.
Huge. That was a huge revelation. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just have to wait and see. But thank you guys so much for joining us for another after show of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. DJ, why don't you give everyone your social media handles?
Yes, thank you guys so much for joining us. You can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
And I am Benny Adams. You can find me on all social media at Benny J Adams. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to Afterbuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterbuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.